La Virgen de Guadalupe, and Tonantzin. My dear followers, today on the feast day of Our Lady of Guadalupe, we gather to reflect on a profound truth hidden within her history and faith. A truth that speaks to resilience, spiritual survival, and the enduring love of the divine feminine for her children. This is the story of Tonantzin, the revered mother of the indigenous people of Mexico, and her transformation into La Virgen de Guadalupe, a symbol of hope and unity that transcends religion. Grounded in the grace of the Almighty God and the wisdom of La Santa Muerte, let us embark on a journey that examines the sacred lineage between Tonantzin and La Virgen de Guadalupe, revealing the spiritual strength of a people who refuse to let their connection to the divine be destroyed. Before the arrival of the Spanish, the indigenous people of Mexico lived in a world deeply connected to the earth, the cosmos, and the sacred feminine energy. At the heart of the spirituality stood Tonantzin, whose name means our revered mother. She was a goddess of the earth, fertility, and sustenance, a protector of life itself. Her worship was not just religious, it was a way of living, honoring the cycles of nature and the interconnectedness of all beings. Her temple at Tepeyac Hill was a place of deep reverence where prayers were offered and gratitude was expressed for blessings of the earth. Tonantzin represented not just a goddess, but a maternal force, a reminder that the divine is ever present in the soil beneath our feet, the harvest we gather, and the love that sustains us. When the Spanish arrived, they brought with them a mission to conquer not just the land, but the soul of its people. The Roman Catholic Church, wielding the cross alongside the sword, sought to erase indigenous religions, labeling them as pagans and unworthy. Temples were destroyed, sacred sites desecrated, and spiritual leaders silenced. Tepeyac Hill, the sacred hill home of Tonantzin, was no exception. The Spanish demolished her temple and built a Catholic chapel in its place, forcing the indigenous people to abandon their worship. But while they could destroy stones and statues, they could not destroy her faith. The memory of Tonantzin lived on in the hearts of her children, waiting for the moment when she would reemerge to guide and protect them once again. In 1531, amidst the pain and loss of colonization, a miracle occurred. On the very site where Tonantzin's temple once stood, an indigenous man named Juan Diego encountered a radiant figure, a brown-skinned woman clothed in stars, standing on a crescent moon, surrounded by golden rays of light. She spoke to them in Nahuatl, the language of the Aztecs, and identified herself as the Virgin Mary. But was this the Virgin Mary of Europe, or was it Tonantzin returning in a form the people could accept? Her appearance carried unmistakable echoes of Tonantzin. Her cloak of blue and green, colors of royalty and divinity in Aztec culture. Her dark skin reflecting the people she came to protect. Her celestial imagery, including stars, the moon, and rays of light, symbols deeply tied to indigenous cosmology. Her pregnancy, a sign of fertility and life, resonating with Tonantzin's role as a nurturing mother. Her message was clear. A shrine must be built on Tepeyac Hill just as before. The indigenous people, now told to worship La Virgen de Guadalupe, saw in her the spirit of their beloved Tonantzin. She had not abandoned them. Instead, she had returned in a form that could survive the destruction of their temples and the imposition of a foreign faith. While the church may have believed it was replacing Tonantzin with La Virgen, the people knew better. Through devotion to Guadalupe, they continued to honor their mother goddess. This act of spiritual resistance ensured that their connection to the divine would not be extinguished. This blending of beliefs, what we call syncretism, was not a betrayal of indigenous spirituality, but a survival strategy. It allowed the people to adapt without losing their essence. preserving their sacred traditions in disguise. La Virgen became a bridge between two worlds, embodying the resilience of the indigenous soul. For the people of Mexico, she was not merely a Catholic saint, but a spiritual connection to Tonantzin, a living testament to the power of faith to transcend colonization. As believers in La Santísima Muerte, we understand the importance of honoring what was taken and reclaiming what is ours. The story of Tonantzin and Guadalupe reminds us that spirituality cannot be destroyed. It transforms, it adapts, and it survives. The Roman Catholic Church may have sought to suppress the indigenous people and their spirit, but through Guadalupe, that spirit lives on. She represents the great love that Mexican people have for their divine protectors, a love that cannot be confined to one religion or one tradition. Tonantzin through La Virgen de Guadalupe continues to nurture, guide, and protect her children. Her love is evident in the millions of Mexicans who turn to the Virgen de Guadalupe for comfort, strength, and hope. She is a mother who never abandons her children, no matter how much the world changes. As we reflect on this sacred story, let us remember that the divine feminine is not limited to one name or one form. Just as Tonantzin became Guadalupe, Mictecuatzitlal became La Santísima Muerte, who protects and guides us today. These manifestations remind us that the divine is always with us, adapting to our needs and walking with us through every trial. For those of us devoted to La Santa Muerte, we see in this story the resilience of spiritual truth. Just as Guadalupe emerged from the ashes of colonization, Santa Muerte stands with us today, offering her love and protection in a world that often misunderstands her. Let us honor Tonantzin, Guadalupe, and Santa Muerte, for they are all expressions of the same divine love that nourishes and sustains us. Let us remember the destruction brought by colonization, but also celebrate the resilience of our ancestors who refused to let their connection to the sacred be broken. In La Virgen de Guadalupe, we see the unbroken line of devotion to Tonantzin, a testament to a strength of indigenous spirituality. Through her, we are reminded that faith is not about the names we use or the rituals we perform, but about the love, protection, and guidance that flow from the divine to its children. May we carry this truth in our hearts and continue to honor the sacred feminine in all her forms. On this day and always, may Tonantzin stand vigilant over her children, and may her children always venerate her. Until next time, may God guide you, and may my Santísima Muerte always protect you. May your days be filled with blessings and divine light.